Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Goddess Hangs.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Goddess Hangs.
Episode 52.
Woo! The episode we've been talking about for decades. I feel like for tens of episodes. We keep saying we're almost episode 52.
I know, and here we are.
Happy first birthday to us.
Happy first birthday. If you're just listening on the YouTube video, we are wearing our most sparkly pink and purple outfits.
Yes.
And we are wearing party hats. But
Yes, we are.
little teeny tiny ones.
And because we're December babies, we have a sparkly pink Christmas tree.
Sparkly pink tree.
And a beautiful star background decoration to celebrate.
Moons and stars and
Because we are the stars.
the stars.
It was written in the stars to bring us together.
It really, really was.
It really was. One thing we're going to do today that was super fun to look up is Goddess Hangs' astrological chart, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I never thought to do that, but wowza, it's right on the money.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we'll get to that. But first, hello, I'm Sadie, in case you're new here.
And I'm Juliet. Obviously.
And we created Goddess Hangs to make the world of magic, mindset, manifestation more relatable and
so much fun.
So we've been here for a whole year now. Boy, what a year it's been.
What a year. What a year. As we go. No, I don't feel like making a montage.
We've done plenty of montages here in the last few months, so we won't make you stick through another one. The audio listeners are like, oh, thank God. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll make up another song. Well, we'll have to sing ourselves happy birthday at some point.
Oh,
We'll do it at the end.
We'll light a candle. Oh,
We didn't bring one.
no, but we can
get one. Happy birthday to us.
It's our birthday. Happy birthday to us.
So this is our first year of being professional podcasters.
I know.
What have we learned? What's the biggest thing you've learned?
Prepared 0%.
I didn't prepare at all. I just thought of it. I was like, shout out to our Patreon, which don't worry, we'll have an ad break for that shortly. Someone, I believe Kelly, said she was committing to starting her blog back up, and she asked what was the biggest thing you learned in the past year. And I was like, you know what? We should answer that about the podcast. Like, okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Even though I didn't prepare either. But I feel like having these conversations every week with you and me, and then also learning from amazing guests, I just feel like I've gotten so much more confident in my belief systems. Like, they haven't changed since Goddess Hangs started, but they're just so much more integrated and like solidified in my life. And I almost feel like these are like coaching sessions every week, and not only us here on the pod talking to each other, but our lunch dates as well. I feel like we coach each other and get through a lot of hard, difficult stuff. But I just feel like having this podcast and speaking out loud, both what I'm saying and what what we're saying to each other and the guests, I just feel like I've learned so much, and I've just like gotten really grounded in like, yes, this is all real and it's all working, and I stand by it.
I love that. It's absolutely true. I think I loved the idea of manifestation and think positively. I loved it. I was drawn to it when I first heard about it and when you really presented it to me in the beginning of last year. But it wasn't until we started doing this podcast that I realized, oh, this works. This is something I can get behind and really talk about because it works. I think the biggest thing I've learned that just popped into my head is that John Lennon quote of life is what happens when you're busy making other plans, and how sometimes life will surprise you. And I think even a year and a half ago, absolutely a year and a half ago, I would never have imagined or predicted this. And it has been the most feel-good, fun, successful, exciting, abundant, inspiring, fun thing I've ever been a part of, and I could never have imagined it. So I think my lesson is, if something feels good and exciting to you, even if it's not in alignment with the plan you sort of thought you had for yourself, the universe might have a bigger, better, more expansive, fun plan for you, and go with it.
This or something better. This or something better. It's interesting because we didn't start this podcast with like a plan.
No.
Really. Like we were chatting about this in the Patreon too, and I think last month we shared the original, maybe we will throw these up, the original podcast cover.
Okay, so here's the original podcast cover that you all saw.
Oh yes. And this was us asking Craig to take a video of us on the beach because he was terrible at taking photos. So we're like, just take a video and we'll move and we'll screenshot what we like. So this is a screenshot.
Yeah.
Which we, put the writing over in Canva. But Juliet, would you like to share some light doctoring? We did Juliet comes clean about her highly edited photo.
And highly edited it was. I learned that day that my elbows, at least this one on the left side, is double jointed, I guess. So in what was supposed to be an arm out gesture, I don't know how to even do it.
I don't know it looked backwards. Well, we'll put it up right now. This is the original.
And I said, Victor, you've got to do something about that. And he was somehow able to fix it. And I think I also, this is how unprepared we were.
Yes.
I also had a really intense chin and neck situation going on. And I have no shame about that. I mean, but knowing it was going to be a legacy thing that lives on and on, I was like, can we do something about that too? And then the funniest part was, after Craig helped us with this, a few months later, we said, we should really, go to my boyfriend, who is a professional photographer, and have him do some pictures. And when Craig caught wind that Victor does this professionally, he's like, why did you have me doing it? And I think at the time it was so new that download hadn't come yet. I don't know if we felt ready for professional photos.
Yeah, I think, and we were just it's interesting. We were just excited to get started. Yeah. We just wanted to throw something together. I remember that day we were here. I took all of my clothes out of my closet so we could pick out 2 outfits that went together, because I had so many clothes. I got rid of a lot, but story for another time. But yeah, we walked down to the beach. Craig was taking these really crooked, not keeping the horizon straight. God bless him. He was patient. He kept trying.
Very supportive.
We were walking in and out of the water. I mean, they are cute photos, and the first cover is so sweet. It's just here's the cover now, just to compare. Yeah. It's such a difference. And yeah, it was so funny. But I think it was interesting how it all played out, because we actually started recording episodes in November. Mm-hmm. And I think we had about 3 or 4 in the bank. And I can't remember why we didn't start posting them immediately. Do you recall? It worked out, which we'll get to why it was a blessing in disguise. But
I don't remember, other than me feeling why don't we get a few of these going before we dive in? I don't know. I don't remember, actually.
I think we recorded our first one and didn't have the cover yet. So I think the cover, and then I think we recorded the second episode and we made up the cover. And I don't know, we were just kind of for some reason we listened to our intuition, and it worked out, because then we weren't able to record for 3 weeks because I got COVID over Christmas last year. Oh. So Juliet, we obviously couldn't see each other for a full 2 weeks. which, yeah, that was awful, but we were fine. So it was just interesting because we started recording. We did quite a few episodes, didn't drop them, finally did. And then luckily we had a few in the bank because I got sick. And it's just interesting because it would have been a bummer to start the podcast and have it just started and then miss 3 weeks. I feel like that would have thrown our whole momentum off, you know? We might have just given up after that.
The only time we missed a week, and we didn't really miss it, we did it live on Instagram, was when we were in
Vegas.
It was
no, not Vegas. New York.
We were in New York. So we did it, and we sort of made it up in that way. But otherwise, we have not missed a week.
No. I'm very impressed with us.
I know.
We really stuck to it. Juliet comes here every week. The only time we recorded outside of here was Vegas.
In the bathtub, which I look forward to more bathtub shenanigans.
Me too.
That was really fun. We were just reminiscing, like, okay, in our first year, we traveled across the country. We made this...
a whole... Is that... Am I hearing a word from our sponsors?
It is a word from our sponsors.
Ad break! Goddess Hangs podcast presents Intuitive Magic Oracle Deck.
This is the most beautiful deck I've ever seen.
Wow, it really knocks your socks off when you open it up.
Why don't we try to do a quick little card pull to see how it works?
Juliet, what's the year ahead got for Goddess Hangs and their community?
Oh my gosh. Well, with 61 magical cards.
Boy, it could be anything.
It really could be.
What we love about Intuitive Magic Oracle is that it's easy to decipher. Sure, it's nice to tap into your intuition and decipher cryptic symbols, but why not have a straightforward symbology, a nice affirmation to tell you what the hell is going on, and you can go from there.
Save yourself the time. You've got spells to cast. All right, a card for Goddess Hangs in the year ahead. Intention. Ooh. Declare what you wish to manifest and fully decide that it is already yours. That would be a good topic today. Some things we're intending for year number 2.
I was just going to say, we do need to set intentions.
Let's pull a couple more.
Let's do it.
I also must mention, these are the most smooth, slippery, gliding cards, which is what
you'll get when you buy your Intuitive Magic Oracle? Slippery cards.
You're going to want this deck. Abundance. An abundance of resources, opportunities, and money is on its way to you right now. Who doesn't love the abundance card?
That's one of my favorites.
All right, and we'll pull one more. For Goddess Hangs and the Goddess Hangs
This is for all
family.
of us.
The fam bam.
It was really cool to work on this together.
Oh my gosh. Sadie, like many of our projects, said, we're making a deck. And I said, okay.
But from there, it was very 50-50.
Oh, extremely.
Yeah.
Extremely.
That's what I love about us. We very naturally, take on separate parts of a project, I feel like, where it's like, one of us isn't like, oh, I don't want to, we're not like both like, oh, I don't want to write the affirmations. I'd rather do the art part. Like,
it's very obvious, like, who's going to take what role.
Yeah.
Action. Take a bold, inspired, and aligned step in the direction of your wildest dreams. Intentions and action and abundance.
I love that.
Intuitive Magic Oracle deck. The words you need to hear at the perfect time. I love this deck. I finally, because I have my own deck now, did some readings with it, and it was such an elevated experience, I have to tell you. It was such, like, the guidance was so clear. It wasn't just a card that said, I don't know, sometimes cards can be, like you said, a little cryptic.
Yeah.
There's
one word on them or no words.
And this was just like, oh, this is what's coming. This is what the focus is. So,
like, it still pushes you to tap into your intuition, but yeah, it's not cryptic. It's like very straightforward. Like, intention, set a freaking intention. Okay, intuitively, what does that mean for me? What does that apply to in my life? Like, it nudges you to still tap into your own, but it's so easy and straightforward. And I have been doing readings with them as well. Yeah, it's just so different. It's so weird. It's like, because it's a part of us.
I know. And I love thinking about, you know, this deck getting into the hands of really amazing, good-hearted people and goddesses who will then perform really special readings for themselves and for their loved ones and for maybe their clients, and just the ripple effect of this deck is pretty exciting. So, Intuitive Magic Oracle deck.
And for those of you who have your own already, please tag us in photos of you using your Oracle deck. Send us photos. I can't wait to see them in your hands.
I know.
I dropped off the first like big mail bundle of them, and I was like sweating, and I was like, oh my god, they're actually going out. Like, I'm sending out all these people's decks. It's so exciting. I can't wait to see. It's so exciting.
And Sadie wrapped them in a really special way.
Yes, I did.
You're in for a treat. I won't ruin the surprise.
It was interesting because as I was like, I definitely want to be an entrepreneur, you know, the past few years, and figuring out what that meant to me, so many people suggested like shop type things, you know, like, well, why, you know how to run a shop, why don't you open like an online shop? And I was just like, absolutely not. Like, I worked in retail for 10 years. There's nothing wrong with working in retail. It's just not for me. And I was just like, I don't want to have to pack orders all day long. And I still don't want to. I don't want that to be my main source of income. But oh my God, I spent hours packing like 22 orders because, and I was just watching my Christmas movies and you doing the tissue and all the little special things I put in there. Juliet didn't care. I was like, Juliet, I ordered this confetti and this and this and this, and she was like, okay.
I said, I'll pay for half.
I'm like the salt bay, like putting stuff in the dashing it here and dashing it there. And by the way, the little sprinkles that you find in your packages, save them and use them in a spell, because I put a lot of intention into that and a lot of love. So it's powerful stuff in there.
It's more than just a deck.
It's more than just a deck. It's a spell.
Oh, you know what? We're going to end this ad break, and we're going to do another ad break later for the other things.
Other things.
We're going to intersperse. Not a word.
We're going to sparse them out. Nope. We're going to spread them out.
Sprinkle them throughout the dispersed show. Disperse.
Nailed it.
The word I'm looking for.
Disperse.
Intersperse.
We're gonna intersperse. We're gonna disperse them.
There it is.
Nailed it.
Yes, we did.
So, Juliet, what's new with you?
Oh my gosh. Well, funny you should ask.
Wait, is this gonna lead into another ad break?
I mean, minimally. It's more of an announcement.
I'm excited.
Woo! So today, on the 1-year anniversary of Goddess Hangs podcast, the doors have swung open for my long-awaited, highly anticipated, one-of-a-kind course, Confident Goddess. Claim your creatrix magic and boldly bring your work and your art and your magic into the world. I have redefined confidence on a soul level. This is the type of confidence that has allowed me to build this full-time life doing what I love, to co-create Goddess Hangs with Sadie, to do all the music things that I do that make no sense at all. Nothing in my life adds up or makes any sense. And the one common denominator is that I really truly believe in myself, and I want to teach my unique method to you. So the doors are open, and we'll have the link in the description, and I'm really excited, and I know it's going to change your life, and I'm a little nervous too, but I'm mostly very excited.
I would like to offer a testimonial because I haven't taken the course itself, but I get to live in this energy all day, every day, because we're literally constantly talking. And Juliet has taught me so much about divine confidence because I am actually more naturally a very timid, anxious little girl,
which is hard to believe.
I know. It's easier when if we were in front of like an audience, I'd be the shy one. If there was a live audience, I'd be like,
no,
maybe
come
not.
on.
I don't know. I put on the fanfare, but I have an easy time showing up on social media, but I have to say, watching the way Juliet works and like the way she'll just like make the calls and book the thing and write up the contract, like she just is like, I'm gonna figure it out. you know what she always says, how hard can it be? And it's like the behind the scenes confidence that you don't all see that Juliet has taught me so much about, because I can like show up and take messy, imperfect action of like launching things and putting things out into the world and all of that stuff. I am good at that. But when it comes to the behind the scenes stuff, that's where I get a little, I lack confidence there, or I have lacked confidence there in the past. And just watching Juliet navigate where she's just like, no problem. She'll reach out to people, and we've booked gigs, and she'll, you know, bother in quotes until like we get the answer. Like she's just so fearless. I know you don't like the word fearless, but she's so fearless and just like, what's the worst that can happen? Someone doesn't answer or say no. And to me, I go, yeah, they could say no, that sounds awful. But Juliet just moves through life with this like, so what attitude. So I have learned that from Juliet, and I'm so excited because that's what Juliet is passing along to all of you in this Confident Goddess course. So that's my testimonial.
Oh gosh.
Even though I haven't literally gone through the course content, I have lived it.
Thank you.
And watched it come together.
Thank you.
So I'm so excited to hear all about it from your students and what they learn and what they do.
Oh my gosh, that means the world to me. And I cannot wait to see, you know, what my students will bring into the world, what they will bring forward, what pieces of themselves, what bits of artwork, what songs, what paintings, what screenplays, like what is inside of you that is ready to be born, really. That's, you know, a big motivating thing in this course is there's these gifts in you that want to come forward, and these gifts could change the world. I mean, imagine if we were like, no, let's not do this.
Yeah.
Somebody might not like it. I'm sure there's somebody who already doesn't like it. Whatever. I mean, that's the Confident Goddess attitude of like, the right people will find me. The right people will love it. I'm not bothering anybody. And my work deserves to be, you know, birthed. On our birthday. I'm giving metaphorical birth constantly.
She is. She's a busy lady. What was I going to say? Dang it. I lost my train of thought. It was something else about Confident Goddess. I forgot. Maybe it'll come to me in a bit. But I'm so excited for everyone signing up. Oh, well, I just wanted to say, like, when you purchase one of Juliet or I's courses, you get access to it forever and ever. So the kinds of things we create and put into course form are meant to be like revisited each time you like expand. Because even Juliet and I, when we create a course, like I love going back to like things I've literally said, because I'm like, I'm reaching the next level, and I don't feel like that confident person that recorded that thing about intuition when I was feeling intuitive. I don't feel intuitive anymore. I'm going to go revisit what I taught because I'm expanding into a new level of intuitiveness. And so I think this Confident Goddess, it's like you will reach a new level this first time you take it, but then you can revisit it again and again, because we're experiencing it all the time where we're like, oh God, we're like expanding more, we're leveling up again, and it's scary and it's uncomfortable and it freaks you out. So just know that when you invest with us, you invest with us for life.
And if you sign up by New Year's Day, I think, for sure by January 1st, you get to come to a live Zoom call with me, and it's going to be a really special like candle ritual ceremony type thing, and it's going to feel really good and be like a welcome to your Confident Goddess self moment, and you get a lot of one-on-one magic and energy from me. So yay! I think it's going to be a hoot and a half.
Very exciting.
And I think it might just change your life, and I can't wait.
And a half and a life change.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays, everybody. Sadie found me a menorah.
I did. And I got you cookie cutters.
Little Jewish cookie cutters. Because I celebrate Hanukkah because I'm Jewish, and I love Christmas too.
Yes.
For the fun of Christmas.
Yes.
The magic of Christmas.
The magic of Christmas.
Speaking of which, I have a holiday song out called Santa My Wish Is You,
which I have been listening to nonstop. And I was saying earlier, I was like, God bless Craig. I really appreciate him all the extra during the holiday season, because he doesn't say a word when I play one song on repeat over and over. Again, Juliet's song has been on repeat in this house.
Aww.
He loves the holiday music constantly, all day, every day. Doesn't say a word. I think he likes it. Either way, he doesn't complain. was just so helpful in putting up all my decorations, like never bats an eye, never says that's too much or why do you need to do that. Like I just had people in the past say to me, I'm just like, God bless you, man. He just really supports my holiday cheer, and I appreciate that.
Isn't it so wonderful for us to have partners that we're not too much for?
Yes,
Especially
that's it. Yeah.
Over this past year of like massive expansion and showing up in new ways, I was never once told, you should really tone it down. Never once.
It's interesting, and it says a lot about both of our partners, because a lot of times when you grow this much, I think you can move on from a partner in this kind of thing. And Craig and I had a lot of difficulty this year, which we've talked about a little bit, and I'm not going to share a bunch about that now, but we're in a really good place now. And it's just interesting to see like him and Victor just be so open to like, all right, you're going to be these wild, crazy fairy goddess witch girls now. All right, great. Go for it. We love it.
I know. I feel very lucky. He also... So we drove back 10 hours.
Yes.
You heard me right. From San Francisco to Los Angeles. 10 hours. And it was such a frustrating drive, because it's like you would drive 2 hours and you'd feel like, oh, that was great. And then the map would add 2 more. So it was just like, you just kept...
holiday traffic.
Yeah. So anyways, we drove back, and that was the first night of Hanukkah, and I was like, this is my first time away from my house. I need my own menorah. We have to stop and get one. They were sold out. Gonzo. Yeah. And I was just, I probably just was flipping out. And so we get home and Victor says, I'm going to make you one. And he gets his knife and some cardboard and some tinfoil, and he whittles a menorah.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's cute. Temporary. It lasted for 2 nights. I mean, it would still work again, but then Sadie found me a menorah at Target.
Yes, we don't have as many Jewish people in my neighborhood.
Yeah, no, there's a lot where I live.
Actually, there was only a couple menorahs left, though. But yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure she should get a real one and not use that cardboard tinfoil one, which was very sweet. But I was like, I need to get this for Juliet.
It was a miracle of lights, I'll tell you that. But so now that's all set up. But yeah, he made me a menorah. What else? I don't know. There's so much I want to talk about on this episode. I was hoping we could have a little cake and like smush each other's faces in it, but maybe we'll take a photo like that or something.
Yeah. We'll do that. We're like, yeah, we'll figure
Don't hold your
out.
breath, but stay tuned.
Maybe.
Or if you like to draw it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Make us into cartoons, smashing cake in each other's faces. Thanks.
Yes, please. This would be a cute drawing with our little hats and our little... Okay. I do have something kind of funny that happened to me. That started off as a little hurtful, but then I realized it was the biggest compliment to me, and it wasn't meant to be at all.
You haven't discussed this with me yet.
So this past week, this is the best I have felt in at least 4 days.
Yeah.
It was like in the car, and then I was home trying to catch up, and I had spent hours trying to resolve this PayPal issue, and I was pulling my hair out, and then I call them 30 minutes ago, and of course the second you get on the phone, it works fine.
Yeah, it's always what happens.
So just all these things were happening. But I told Victor, I was like, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast. He's like, all right, whatever. So he has a wonderful group of friends. Just delightful. I love them. And his 2 closest friends invited us and 3 other couples, whatever, a group of people. We were all in a group chat. Group chats are dangerous. To a trip, like, we have a timeshare. Do you want to come? And here are the available dates. And everybody is, per usual, chiming in and saying, I want to be there. That sounds great. And then you have to hold my hand for this. The person that I know the least, who I've met maybe twice and we got along great, and I really enjoyed their company, not realizing that I'm in the chat, says, oh no, not Juliet. She's going to want an entire wing of the house. No LOL, no laughing emoji, not ha ha ha. Dead meant it. And I was with Victor's family. We're still holding hands. I was at Victor's
Juliet's squeezing
event.
pretty hard right now.
I kind of am. I was at Victor's family event. We're both getting this. And I look at him and I go, what? Is she, what?
Did you respond in it?
Well,
You should have ha-ha'd at the text.
no, I did the good old hold down question mark. Excuse me? And then apparently all this drama happened behind the scenes. Like they were calling this person saying like, why would you say that? Like, that's not nice. And they had no remorse. They just didn't care. I think they reached out to Victor and was like, yeah, sorry, I was trying to make a joke, but I guess it wasn't funny. And I was like, why wouldn't you reach out to me? And anyways, whatever. I don't care. But I really, it hurt me for a while because I was like, oh my God, does this group of people just not want me around or think I'm the worst? And then I was really digging. I'm like, was there a time that I was talking about how I don't want to go camping? Like, because that's very true. But as I sit here with my fluffy kimono, I'm like,
of
you know
course
what?
I need a whole wing of
She's
the
right.
house.
I would like a whole
Obviously.
wing. If the negative assumption about me is that I like nice things,
I
and
need
that
a lot
I'm-
of goddamn space, which I do.
And like, you'd think that I had traveled with this person before and was like a terror to be around. And I have never. I don't even really know them. And it was just this, it was, and then Victor, being my defender, was like, yeah, we're absolutely not coming on this trip. Like, thanks. And like shotgun his way out of there. But it was, but I just was like, oh my God, if that is the
thing that people think about you.
that people think about me, that I'm luxurious.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I would never have been like, I cannot stay in this timeshare. Like, this is not big enough for me. Like, it was this beautiful, generous offering of basically a free vacation. But yeah, I've been dying to tell you that she literally said, oh no, not Juliet. She's going to want an entire wing of the house to herself. And I was like, well,
That's exactly why I'm not coming, because you don't have enough space for me.
yeah, get the bigger house. And
Like,
call
I'd like
me
my own
back.
bed at the very least, but I'm pretty flexible.
Oh my God, the drama that ensued from that. And the phone call. How dare you say that to her? I
Well,
was not
that's a
privy
testament to
any of
his
this.
friends don't think that. Don't think something negatively about you, because
I
they all came to
mean,
your defense.
I hope. I'm now, of course, I'm like a little paranoid, but no, I mean the ones that I'm close with, I know like me and I like them. But yeah, so that
Princess
was
Juliet.
yes, I am. As a fairy goddess, I demand
Entitled
a wing.
to.
I am entitled to
A wing
of the house. So now it gives me a laugh. It did make me sad at first because I was like, does everybody feel this way about me?
Yeah.
And then I was like, they're not saying I'm a horrible person. They're just saying I'm bougie, which is not true.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something that was new with me. And I thought, I must have really up-leveled, because I don't think people would have said this about me a year ago.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
I think the rumors would have been a little different.
This episode brought to you by Bougie Juliet. Because she's so rich, she can sponsor a whole ass episode.
I really wanted to tell you while we were here, like in our
We're not bougie. We're not. We don't need nice things.
excuse
I
me.
don't demand nice things in my life.
We'll have to cut that out. I flashed the camera.
Oops. Oh, and now there's feathers flying everywhere.
The feathers are flying. Anyways, that cracked me up, and I was so excited to share it with the goddess community, because I was like, ooh.
I'm curious if you're watching on YouTube and you can comment, or if you're listening, you can send us a DM. But what's in something that like someone said about you that you were like, that's low key a compliment that they kind of meant as a dig? I'm trying to think if anyone's ever said something like that about me. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
People know not to invite me to certain things. Like, if it's like a 10-hour hike, or like there's just a number of things that people just they know I will not. Irene has a phrase which might have been stolen or adopted from our friend Paul, but the phrase is never cared. And it's one of my favorite phrases because Irene will be like, I was thinking of inviting you to bike with me to downtown LA, but I knew you wouldn't want to do that, so I hope you're not upset. I'm like, Irene, I never cared. It's just the easiest way to be like, no.
Nah.
So yeah, I think that's the biggest assumption, that people are like, she would not want to do certain things. I mean, maybe you assume. Do not comment what you assume about me. I don't want to know.
Comment your nastiest assumptions. Just kidding.
Comment your positive nice assumptions. Like, I assume that they're really sweet. Correct. So yeah, I've been waiting all week to tell you that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I decided to flip these over the chair. I like how it looks.
I love it. I'm trying to do it without, well.
I know. I have a little skirt on too. I'm just keeping the legs crossed. Struggle. Outfit drama here on YouTube.
What is your intention for year number 2? Because I think year number 1, if we would have set an intention, it would have been like something about a foundation. Like, I feel like we
finding
said,
our voice, which we did.
Yeah.
Big time.
We'll go back and watch episode 1. Different vibe. The caterpillars have become the butterflies with their own wing.
Here we go.
Here's my wings.
Our holographic wings, if you're watching the video. My intention for year 2 would be to continue to grow our community. I have a number for what I want our like average downloads to be by the end of the year. I want to travel more. I want to do more events, to meet goddesses IRL. One of our intentions is to host our very first Goddess Hangs retreat. I
keep having visions, and I think about this, and I've been meaning to tell the Patreon girls. I have visions at night where we're all in a circle, and we're all, now there's 50 Patreons.
Shout out.
Ad break.
I was like, are we saying happy birthday? Because I heard and I was like, ad break. Happy ad break. Have you ever wanted to join a community of goddesses and witches but didn't know where to find one?
I certainly have.
Boy, have we got it. Good news for you.
You really carry the weight on these ads. I'm sorry. I'm always like, yeah, same. The Patreon Goddess Hangs community is a sisterhood. It is so much more than just some bonus content and a couple of little freebies here and there, which nothing wrong with that, but we wanted to give you so much more.
How much more? 50 new best friends.
Get ready to meet the 50 most delightful, wonderful, supportive, caring women you have ever come across. Their children, their little babies, their pets, their crystal collections, their hysterical memes. We all have a great love of Pete Davidson.
Yep, shout out.
We have a love of showing off what we have purchased that week, no matter how big or how small. We cheer each other on. We help each other with like really serious life topics. There's a whole section of questions and advice. The girls are currently opening up each other's Secret Santa gifts.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And it's just the most amazing community. And you get to chat and text with not only your 50 best friends, but with me and Sadie every single day. We do not only pop in once a week and float away. We are there every single day hanging out with you. And just so you know, typically we only reserve a Zoom call for the Coven Tier Babes, who you are getting your holiday party this month, Coven Tier Babes.
But there's going to be a bonus Goddess BFF Patreon hangout that everyone is invited to. Yes, everyone, every single tier. The birthday party.
And from the time this episode airs, it's in 2 days on
Yes.
Wednesday. So you have 2 days to hop
basically
into
your
the
last
BFF
chance. Yeah.
group to get the birthday party live Patreon party Zoom with us.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
The live party Patreon Zoom party. Sign up today for the live party Patreon Zoom party.
So yeah, I picture us all holding hands. Oh, and if you want to attend our retreat next year, and we're sort of beginning to brainstorm
We're launching
this,
that right now.
It's going to be a Patreon exclusive retreat. And then if there are spaces outside of that, we can open it to the general public and you can apply for a spot. But we're thinking the Patreon's going to fill it up.
Absolutely it is. And it's just so special because everyone, it's when we say this is like a BFF group, we're not just saying that to be cute.
It's not a marketing ploy.
It's not like everyone literally, this like the second you join, everyone like 50 people are going to be like, welcome, 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 your name, insert name here. And then everyone gets to know each other and everyone's so vulnerable. It's such a safe space to share your, psychic experiences, your spooky stories, what you need advice on, everyday mundane life stuff. Doesn't all have to be magical. All of life is magical, but that's why we wanted to keep the retreat to the Patreon, because we think that it's just such a sisterhood. And if you're not a part of the Patreon and you come on the retreat, I think there's going to be a slight disconnect because all of these women have been getting to know each other in this group chat. But what is amazing is from the moment you join our Patreon, you're a part of it. Like, I feel like a couple people have like DM'd me saying like, I was a little nervous to join because it sounds like you already have all of your inside jokes and you are already also connected. But then the second I joined, I felt like I had always been a part of it, which is pretty incredible, because I would have the same worries. Like I would feel the same way, but it's like, no, everyone's like, okay, so just so you know, here's the ongoing inside jokes right now. And it's so cute. Everyone, someone I saw today was having trouble joining some of the different group chats, and shout out Katie hopped in right away and was like, oh, let me add you, like took care of it. Like, it's just,
this group really takes care of one another. And it's not clicky. It's not like, oh, well, were you an original member? None of that nonsense. And we share so many resources. Like, I'll share, oh, here's a meditation I did, or somebody will say, oh, here's a book I just finished. And it's just so fun.
It's so fun.
And when I visualize all of us in a circle holding hands and then opening up the circle to let in another wonderful goddess, there is room for this circle to grow and grow and grow and grow. And I will feel the hands of the people and the energy going around, and we have so much love and intention in it. So if you've been thinking, I don't know, I would say this is a great month, because you will get to join our Zoom call, which is a party and a half, and you'll just sort of test the waters and be like, oh, they weren't kidding. These are the nicest women in the world.
And I think for our birthday party, we will do an intention setting ceremony for all of us as a community, what we want to embrace together moving forward. I think that'll be really special. So
I love that.
If you want to join our live party Patreon Zoom party, live on Zoom.
Live Patreon party on Zoom.
We'll be doing an intention spell, and we'll really I think we're just going to have fun. I think we're all just going to hang out, and it's going to be like a birthday party. The Halloween party we threw was so, so fun. So I'm excited for the birthday party. And then if you join the Coven tier, you get another extra holiday party at the end of the month, which will be very, very fun as well. And we're going to do a New Year manifestation spell for that, I think. So...
And we're going to wear Christmas or Hanukkah or any holiday or non-holiday pajamas. Everyone's welcome.
Sleepover vibes. So yeah. That back to intentions for the second year of the retreat, growing our Patreon community. I kind of feel like we're going to write a book. Maybe that's not in year 2, maybe that's year 3, but I think we're going to write a book at some point.
Can I tell you, I don't think this is a year 2 thing. At least that's not the plan. I had a vision driving here today that I was going to tell you I was pregnant while we were filming. and I was gonna have you like open something, and I'll be like, oh, I got you a little present.
Now every time I open something from Juliet, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, she's pregnant.
And it was gonna say like goddess in training, or like little, it was gonna be, and I saw this whole vision, and you were like flipping out, and we got the reaction on camera.
Oh god, I just got really nervous. It's not gonna be for another couple years, but I'm nervous already. It's gonna be like, instead of posting a reaction video of Victor, it's gonna be me all over social media. I'm like, oh my god, babe, no way, we're pregnant.
Yes. Sadie, if I could, you know what? If you needed me to carry your baby, I would do it.
I would carry your baby too.
Great. Let's talk about that, because I don't want to. No, I'm kidding.
You're like, great. You manipulated me into saying that, because you're like, actually, I don't want to carry a child.
No, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I feel like you're going to have an easy pregnancy. I think you're going to be like, today I felt the baby kick and then threw some rose petals in, and I'll be like, I had to lay down all day. I just feel like
I'm just going to be spinning in circles on the beach in slow motion, and Juliet's going to be like, bleh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to set an intention that, well, first of all, the plan is to do it at the same time.
Yeah. The same time.
The exact same, in the same room, so we know for sure. No.
Oh my god.
But we will have to text each other.
We will plan that though.
And be like, today we are trying.
We're very, very close like that. We will be texting about it. Oh babe, it's time. Victor and Juliet are doing it. We have to too. Oh my god.
And I had this vision in the vision that I was going to tell you there was a baby, and then I was going to say, please split in half so there's two of you. Because, I want twins. And I'll be like, do it. Come on.
We'll do a spell.
Split. A little twin spell. Yeah, I want. Maybe our babies will be born at the same time, so it'll be like they're like twins.
I do not want twins. One is good.
I do.
One at a time.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I had a vision that I would get your reaction.
We'll save that for podcast year 3.
That sounds good to me.
Or 4. 3. 4. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Vote now.
Vote now. What year would you like us to have babies? Babies.
I was going to say, imagine us as moms. It's going to be literally
we're recording here with a child in our lap.
A baby.
We're wearing these same outfits, but our hair is all disheveled.
Great for nursing. There's some privacy.
Our little privacy curtain.
Aww.
Can't wait. You know what? I will say one thing that the Patreon has gifted me is that there's so many cool magical moms out there. I have this limiting belief that I'm working through, that when I have a child, I will completely lose myself and be mom and not Sadie anymore. And there's so many cool moms in our Patreon. I'm just like, I can still be me and I can have a child. Huh. Interesting.
I also felt like, and what I've heard is that you hear like, oh, you have to sacrifice things. And I understand there's probably a level of things.
Yeah.
Okay. But I always took that to mean you have to sacrifice everything. And seeing these amazing moms, like, okay, for instance, I'm going to do a shout out to Mary, because Mary shares a lot of her life with us.
Yeah.
In the what is it called?
The group chat?
The group chat. So much excitement. There was a video she sent, and she has 3 children. And Mary, by the way, you look like you're 18 years old.
Yes.
You look so...
No, I'm like, how did you pop out 3 of those little suckers?
Vivacious. So she's at home. She's playing the music of another one of our goddesses who does music, named Frenchie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's this
song.
Amazing goddess song. And Mary starts moving and rolling her hips and saging herself in the kitchen. And then one by one, her children line up to be saged. And I was like, oh, you and you're a mom, you're you. There's just little people around. And I don't know why it never clicked until that moment.
Yeah.
That, of course, there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's sort of that simple. So,
well, I think when you look at your mom, you think mom only.
Yes.
Even though, like, my mom had such a big personality, and she had a career and she was always starting her little side businesses. I'm very much like her, except I finally made my side biz my main biz.
Yes.
But you still, that's just mom. That's not, you know, Barb that did this and this. I'm just like, that's mom. That's mom. So from our point of view as a child, we're like, that's mom, that's dad, that's who you are. So then I have this view of like, when I have a kid, I'm just mom.
Yes.
But I can still be Sadie. I can still be Sadie the witch. Sadie the goddess.
I know exactly what you're thinking and feeling about that, because I have felt the same way.
Yeah. So
and it's still something that, being in our group chat has helped me sort of open my eyes to.
Yeah. And I'm sure when it happens, I'll still have, you know, moments of, I know I've heard so much from moms, especially new moms, where it's just like, yeah, you for sure feel like just mom for a while, and it's hard to like kind of make time for yourself and prioritize and like be connected to yourself. So I'm sure, you know, we'll both go through that too, but it's just like, oh, but then you can find your footing and you can be cool old you again.
Yeah. With a little oobla.
With a little oobla.
That's what Victor calls them. He's like, oh, look at the oobla.
The oobla. Babies.
Okay, so your intentions are amazing. I share the same intentions. And I'm just hearing the word visibility, more visibility. More visibility and touching, bigger impact, bigger visibility.
Yes.
Because I know in my heart that the more people, the more women, the more goddesses kind of find their way to us, we get so much feedback of like the impact that it makes.
I have a birthday request.
A birthday request.
For all of you listeners out there. As a birthday gift to us.
Okay.
Saying, happy birthday, Goddess Hangs. You're 1 year old now. My request is that you choose your very favorite episode and send it to your best friend or like your friend group chat or someone that you, or a coworker that you think would love it. But that's what I'm asking for our birthday, is send your favorite episode to someone you care about.
Aw, I love that. Gift the gift of Goddess Hangs.
Give the gift of Goddess Hangs. And or share your favorite episode, or share like a little insight of like what you've learned from us, or if you're part of our Patreon, something like on your Instagram story and tag us. That would be really cool too.
That would be amazing.
Let's get the word out. 1 year. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Us.
There we did it. We sang happy birthday.
We did it. We did it. Okay. Is there a funny moment from this year that like is just outstanding for you?
A funny
like
moment.
Looking back.
Looking back. Our ad breaks from a few weeks ago. No. Let's see. I would say recording in the bathtub was one of my favorite moments. The Vegas episode. That was really fun. When did we laugh the hardest? I'm trying to think.
I'm thinking about the story we told about looking for UFOs on the beach with Craig and how we saw a UFO.
Yes.
But it was not without a lot of smelliness
smells
from Craig.
And I think it's like the second episode, but how hard we were laughing when we were talking about the breathwork experience. That was like one of the best.
I'm ready for, you know what, year 2, I'm ready for some more experiences to tell stories about.
Yes. Ooh, that's a good question for you all. What do you want us to all go out and experience and share with us, or share with you? Share with you what we experienced.
Yeah. Any ideas? Any suggestions?
Yeah.
I've been enjoying, and I actually emailed her. Did not receive a response, but maybe if you all tag us in some stuff, she'll be more interested. There is a YouTuber named Sky Cowens.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And she's very cool, and she goes and she experiences so many things. And I reached out and I was like, hey, I'd love to do anything with you. I think Goddess Hangs would be, you know, a good time.
A good time with Goddess Hangs.
It was a much more, I'm much better at writing and speaking. I'm going to be.
Sometimes Juliet loses her way in spoken word, but it's
do.
okay because we all understand.
I do. Thank you.
I get you.
But I was inspired by how often she goes out and tries new things and has stories to tell. And I was like, oh, that would be great for year number 2.
That'd be fun. Experiences. Goddess Hangs the experience.
The experience. And then a world tour. And then little Sadie and Juliet plushies.
Oh my God. Yes. Adding to the merch store. Plushies coming soon.
And salt and pepper shaker. No, I'm just naming things now, but
planters. Now I'm just looking around the room and I'm like, candles. I don't know.
Intuitive magic oracle.
Intuitive magic oracle deck. We're back here again.
What? Ooh, this is a good one. What have you learned? What have we learned most from each other in this year?
I think what I shared earlier about confidence, divine confidence.
Okay, then I'll answer. Sadie makes things look really easy.
Oh, really?
You make it easy on... Is that from a car commercial?
It doesn't feel
or
easy on the
Honda or
inside.
Toyota. You make it look really easy, and sometimes I'll be spiraling around and I'm like, what is she doing over there?
Really? I have a hard
Yes.
time a lot of the time.
Oh my gosh. Well, you make it look really easy, and you remind me that it's important to rest, and it's important to play, and it's important to celebrate yourself, and it's important to feel good, and it's important to go outside.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have taught me, and I imagine our listeners, this a lot about the divine feminine and the energy of receiving. And that is something that I have to actively work on every day. So that's one of the biggest things. And I think also just you are like, you come up, you really trust your ideas. You really trust your ideas. Something will come to you. You're like, so I think we should do this, or I think we should try this, or I had a vision about this. And that's divine confidence, baby.
Yes, in my way. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
You don't second guess your intuition. You don't second guess the ideas that come up. And that's been inspiring, profoundly inspiring to watch. And I also love how you show up online and you're very like, who's cuter, me or the something? Like whatever it is, I'm like, oh, look at her go. You give me, I think you give a lot of people permission to like feel themselves a little bit more, which is great.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are some lessons. And then our listeners, we would be nowhere without you.
I know.
You are the reason that we are here today, that we've made it to 1 year. Look, if this podcast got 2 plays a week, I don't know. I think maybe after a year we might be like,
maybe we throw in the hat on
that
this
was
one.
fun, let's try something else. But you are sharing it with your community and your girlfriends and your fellow witchy goddess ladies, and we're so grateful. And the more that you share, and the more that you get excited about what we do, the more we can give to you, because the more we can make this our full-time priority and commitment, which we're doing, but on a whole other level, you know, we'll continue to be able to do it the more that you listen and share. And so we're just so grateful for you. And
I think they taught us something as well. What did we learn from the audience? I have something.
Okay, you go first.
Because I think we learned, I don't know from where, from other places, that if you show up as your authentic self, you'll find the most success and the most abundance, and you'll be the most in flow, and you'll have the most fun and inspiration. And we were like, that sounds cool, but is it true? You know, like that sounds nice. If I really do what I want to do, if I really show up as a witch and a fairy goddess and have a laugh every week, can I really build a life around that? And emotional, but
Sadie,
all of you, our community, has taught us that that's true, that we did. I'm getting the chills. Every episode you can see we show up more and more as ourselves. Like it's been such a progression of like, I don't know, into just 2 different human beings in a way, like still us, but just a completely different version of ourselves. Like you have provided such a safe space for us to be ourselves. Like you can tell, like we weren't as comfortable, of course, in the first episodes, and now look at where we are now. We're dressed in these absurd sparkly outfits and we're screaming into microphones about all the things we created. And so you've taught us that, like, yes, when you follow your heart and you just do what you want to do, the rest will follow. Like we didn't have a plan. We barely had an audience. You know, we had a very modest following individually on our Instagrams to start with. And like even like Craig, he wasn't being not supportive, but he was just sort of like, be realistic, like stay grounded. Like the podcast world is really hard to grow in. It's really hard to find success. And Juliet and I right away were like, nah, that's not going to be us. But and we have modest numbers. You know, we don't have 1 million listeners, but you all make us feel like we do.
You really do. I feel like I'm showing up to the most important job I've ever had.
Yes.
I really do.
And I mean that in like the most positive, like that's how big you all shine. Like that's how much space you all take up in such an amazing way, is that you make us feel like we sit down and we're talking to, like we're a talk show that, you know, like we're Oprah. We feel like we're fucking Oprah witches. And that's just a testament to all of you and how bright you shine and what an impact each individual that listens to us and DMs us and is a part of our Patreon and connects with us on YouTube and on Spotify and Apple and wherever. You all have such an impact, each and every one of you, on Juliet and I.
Absolutely.
Like the way we feel safe to show up as ourselves and continue to do this and grow and grow and grow, rather than have fear and get smaller because we're like, oh, like scared of being more visible and all of those things. It's just really incredible. So holy fucking shit, we have the coolest community.
We really do.
I would guarantee, you can sue me if I'm wrong, we have the coolest podcast community in the whole entire universe.
In the whole universe. But no, you cannot sue us. We are not available for being sued.
Just trying to be dramatic.
I swoop in with the business. No.
It's like, no.
It is an opinion.
She doesn't have the right to say that.
I agree, though. I think we have the most incredible community. And I think that the number of messages we've received about the way people have grown or had breakthroughs or completely turned their lives around since starting listening to us blows my mind.
And the way we've turned our lives around.
I know.
Like when we started this, we were still kind of figuring out our way, and this was sort of like one hat we were sort of tossing in the ring of like, well, maybe this will catch on and this is something that we can build a career around. We were still like, I wasn't really making money in my own business yet. You were still doing your songwriting like more full time, I feel like, and like not really, you weren't doing readings or anything when we did all this. You weren't public about it until like halfway through the podcast, I feel like. So it's just really crazy. Like, and it's something that's been coming up in my Activate Your Magic group chat, because my program's going on right now, where someone will ask a question about something or advice for something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm there with you, you know, like this is how I feel about it, this is what I'm going through. And someone made a comment of just like, it's so nice to be in these chats, whether it's a Patreon or my program chat, and just realize that like you and Juliet are human. And I'm just like, oh yeah, dude, we are so fucking human. I'm like, look, when I show up online as a big presence, it's because I'm feeling good. And we are good about talking about our low days and our bad days on this podcast, and I share about it on my Instagram and all that. I think we're really good at showing the balance, actually. But I'm just like, I get it. I put the people that I was initially inspired by up on a pedestal as well, of like, oh my God, they're doing all of that. Like, I want to be more like them. And they're up there. And then it's surreal to realize that someone's doing that to me, but I'm just like, no, we're with you. We're growing with you. We're figuring this out with you. And I think that's what is special about this community, is because we're pretty open about that, where it's like, I'm not telling you that, I don't know, I'm a multimillionaire and this is how you can be a multimillionaire too. I very much intend to be a millionaire and a multimillionaire, but it's just like, it's so cool to be in the first year of this podcast and like really growing together. And I think we are at such similar stages, like with so many of the people listening. And like, yeah, we're not superhuman. We're not like, we you are just as powerful as we are. And if you haven't stepped into that yet, man, it just takes a decision. And if you have a friend to do it with, boy, do I recommend it.
Ooh, absolutely. Couldn't have said any of that better myself. So this episode and this podcast really in its entirety is dedicated to you.
Yes. Happy birthday to
all
of us.
Together.
Shout out all of us.
So in honor of our birthday, yes, please share and send to a friend, get more goddesses in our community, and also maybe buy yourself something nice.
Oh, and buy yourself an intuitive magic oracle deck.
We also have this gorgeous jewelry line that we launched without charmed jewelry.
Yes.
You know what's amazing? You know how many things we've talked about in this episode? Like, oh, there's a course and there's a jewelry line. I don't sleep. No, I sleep a lot, but I'm up late. There's always more to create, and I love that. So if you want to match with us with our bestie jewelry line, we have the BFF charm bracelet. It's so beautiful. A number of our Patreon members have purchased it, sent us photos. They say it sort of gets them through the day because they know we're all matching.
Yeah.
We have the BFF charm ring. We have a gorgeous goddess necklace and a gorgeous Old English font witch necklace.
Yes, it's very cool.
I've been wearing the goddess necklace out. People keep asking me where I got it. Oh, it's ours.
I know every time I wear it out, someone asks me, "Oh my God, what is that? Where did you get that? Was it expensive?" I'm like, I know it looks expensive, doesn't it? But it's actually very budget friendly.
Extremely.
Yeah, it's stunning. We can't wait to match with you. Make sure when you get yours, you tag us in a photo. We want to see.
We have really in 1 year's time created a lifestyle and a brand. And
I know, it's bizarre.
Community, and we didn't anticipate any of that.
It's just like, if you can take one lesson from us on this birthday episode, just do it. Nike.
Just begin. Just begin.
Take messy action. Take imperfect action. You saw the first cover of this podcast. Like, it was cute and all, but no. And as I've been looking back, because only a year ago on my Instagram, I was looking at old posts and stuff and what I was trying to launch, and it just nothing happening. Like, I'm like, holy shit, in 1 year I did all of this. And I was just like, I was so proud of myself because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I just got ideas and I tried to launch them, and then I committed to them for periods of time. No bites. Okay, moving on to the next thing. And I was just like, damn. And this is one of those things. Goddess Hangs is one of those things where I had an idea, immediately said, Juliet, let's do this. We did it. And this one caught on. So you never know which of those things that's gonna be the thing that catches on, because I've tried a lot. Wow. I don't know how long you've been following me for, but tried a lot of different things. And for the things that you get nibbles at, keep going. Like, you'll know the things to keep going with, because when we first started this podcast, it wasn't like we immediately had hundreds of listens. But we had a consistent listening, even though it was below 100 a week for a while. And that still felt really good. And we kept going. And and even now, like I said, our numbers are extremely modest, but we've
been able to...
It's bizarre.
There's certain percentages that are considered normal of, like, if this is how many people follow you, this is how many people would join your Patreon,
your engagement rate.
Like, there's
conversion rate.
There's a pretty standard conversion rate. Our conversion rate makes absolutely no sense.
It's phenomenal.
And we're so grateful. So it's just so fun to keep creating these experiences and opportunities to get to know you more, for you to be more in our energy. And it feels really divine to be at the 1 year birthday party and to be doing the Divine Confidence Confident Goddess course, because just 2 or 3 months ago I was going through the dark night of the soul thing too, thinking what do I really have to say? What do I really have to contribute? And then came out the other side of that feeling like nope, like I am here just like you are here, just like we all are here as a vessel, as a channel. There is stuff that needs to come through, and this podcast has been the most amazing place to sort of like grow into ourselves and share all these wonderful things together.
So really quickly, let's look at our birth chart.
Oh yeah.
So the Goddess Hangs birth chart. We were born on December 13th, 2020 at 11:11 a.m.
I think that's Taylor Swift's birthday.
Oh, would you look at that? We share
and
a birthday.
She's really successful. Can't wait till she's on the show.
What a good omen. Yes, manifesting. So it's interesting. A couple of things stand out. We have a lot of placements, which we recently learned you call a stellium.
Yeah.
We have a stellium in Sagittarius and also in Capricorn. So our sun is in Sagittarius, and Cafe Astrology tells us that that makes us cheerful, friendly, generally on the go, easy going, love to laugh and tease, make friends with people from all walks of life. That definitely makes sense. It's Goddess Hangs as a fire sign. So idealistic, enthusiastic, has a taste for travel and freedom. And we have, let's see. Oh, the sun is in the 10th house. The urge to work toward a goal for success and accomplishment and or for power is part of your makeup.
That sounds right.
Interesting. Recognize your ambitions. Seek out a career that allows you to manage rather than be managed.
Yes. It's so, I didn't really think until recently as today, that you can look up the birth chart of when like a company began, when a project began, and there's some insights in there, which is so fun.
Yeah. So our moon is also in Sagittarius.
What would you look at that?
A need for personal freedom and space. Extraordinarily happy and easygoing. Let's see. Meeting new people, going out in the world, traveling. Makes sense. We literally had travel in our first year and we interview people. Let's see. Likes to throw herself into the unknown and into adventure. Discovering the unknown. Of course, that's what the podcast is all about, is like diving into the unknown and learning more about it. The moon is in the 9th house, highly imaginative, prolonged studies, intuitive, professionally successful, ability to learn foreign languages. Goddess Hangs coming to you in multiple languages very soon.
Yo hablo solo poquito español.
This is a position that can indicate a deep longing for stimulation above and beyond everyday mundane routine. You are a philosophical sort, interested and curious about the world, other people, and more. So that makes a lot of sense.
And then our rising.
I'm going down the list. The rising isn't on here yet, but our rising is in Pisces. This was interesting too because Mercury is the planet of communication, and of course a podcast is a very potent form of communication, and our Mercury is also in Sagittarius.
Okay, we are just Sag across the board.
So enthusiastic, humorous, eager to share our opinions and thoughts. I mean, it's just intelligent and speaks easily.
Not me always, but I try.
You are good with language and generally use this talent in your profession. Yep, that's what Goddess Hangs is. That's crazy. Talented at communicating. You might have more than one job going at once much of the time.
Yep.
Let's see. So where's the ascendant in here? I want to see it.
Ascendant. Well, I remember it talked about Pisces coming on, like if as a rising, what people perceive about you at first is that you're very sort of dreamy, head in the clouds. There's something very imaginative.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, go for it.
Okay. Go with the flow seems to be a Pisces rising motto. They move about the world in a vaguely directionless, gentle manner. They come across as artists and lovers of peace.
Ooh.
Open minds and hearts can give them a chameleon-like persona. Often quiet and shy, another day may find them talkative and passionate. hugely impressionable, dreamy disposition, and project a soft-hearted personality. Pisces rising sees the world the way they want to see it at any given time.
Well,
yes. People with Pisces rising resist any kind of labeling. Their characters are changeable. That feels applicable to our podcast.
They grow.
Walk around with their head in the clouds. Dreaminess is almost always apparent.
Yes.
I liked this because it says these people look for a stable partnership, one that is reliable, and that's the base of our podcast, is a very stable, reliable partnership. And there's so much more in the chart, but I just thought it was so interesting that it feels so aligned with who we are. Like, I think the Pisces rising, where it's like the face we kind of have that we project out into the world is like one of like dreaminess and magic, but at its core it's Sagittarius, it's curious, it's passionate, it's like it's gonna dig deep into the things that we're dreaming about, and talk to them and talk about them and figure them out. So I thought that was so cool.
I love that.
And yeah, it's just crazy how astrology is just so spot on.
It really is. I mean, it's not like it said, like, what would it absolutely not have been?
Like, if our Mercury, which was about communication, was like really bad at communicating and
right.
I don't know, shy, doesn't want to talk about anything, keeps to themselves, that wouldn't make sense for a podcast. I don't know what planet that would be, but
or like if everything was in Cancer.
Yeah.
Like that would be like, oh, I don't know about that, because I am a Cancer, but I've got a bunch of other fire and earth and whatever. Anyways,
I have a Sagittarius rising. So
yes, you do.
Aries moon. Do we both have? You have Aries rising,
rising,
and I have Aries moon. Aries.
And we have a podcast baby that's a triple Sag.
And whenever people shorten Sagittarius to Sag, I always think vag.
It does sound like vag.
A triple vag.
A triple vag. No, just two in this room.
But only two here, but who knows?
But one extra tailbone on this girl.
That's true. Have we talked about that on the podcast before?
Yeah.
I have an extra tailbone. I have two extra vertebrae for anyone new here.
Yeah, Sadie
one of them is my tailbone. A little tail. It's inside though. There's no nub sticking out. Every time I tried to, my mom told me, she's like, you shouldn't tell people that. I was like, it's funny, but then people are like, ew, you have a tail. I'm like, no, and even if I did, it'd be fine, but I do not have a tail. I do not. Well, I have one inside. It's not a nub. It's not an external tail. I'm spiraling. Guys, I don't have a tail. Oh my God.
It's okay. We all have a little tail within us.
That's true. Just wrap up our birthday episode. Sadie spirals about her tail.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you are in our BFF Patreon or will join in the next 2 days, we will see you at our
holiday. Yeah, our birthday party. No, and then the coven will see at the holiday party.
Yes. Join the coven. Come to both parties.
Yes, please.
Yes,
every month we have a coven meeting. It's so fun. Don't forget to sign up for Juliet's Confident Goddess. I also have Basic Witch 101 available, Introduction to Witchcraft. I also have my newest course offering, Intuition 201, Fundamentals of Intuitive Living, which I'm so excited about because intuition was the turning point for me when I was learning about mindset and manifestation. It all made sense to me, but it wasn't quite clicking. Things weren't happening, and it all changed when I was taught by someone new to tap into my intuition to make it happen. So I'm excited to have this as a separate offering, but what is also exciting about it is when you purchase Intuition 201, if you decide to join Activate Your Magic, the next time I launch it, you get a discount because it's actually pulled from my most powerful program. So I also have Aligned as Fuck 2022, which is going to be a mini group coaching container all throughout the month of December. If you've already joined the waitlist, I'm sending out free content to help you craft the perfect vision for 2022. And then you'll have the opportunity, waitlist only gets the offer, to join a group coaching. We're going to have 3 calls where we make your vision come to life, and we create resolutions and we infuse them with magic, and we make sure you actually make it fucking happen, because 2022 is going to be the best year yet. It's up and up and up and up and up.
You get to be aligned. You get to be confident. Goddess, you get to be intuitive. You get to be a basic witch.
Hell yeah.
We are teaching you everything that we know.
You need to know to live a happy witchy life. So make sure you join our Patreon. Check out our jewelry line. Intuitive Magic Oracle is here to help you tap into your intuition. And anything else?
I don't know, just that we love you so much.
We love you
thank you
so
for making this all
much.
possible, and we could never have done it without you.
Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Goddess Hangs. I am Sadie Olson.
I'm at juliet.piper.
We still have the offer standing that if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and you take a screenshot it before you click submit, otherwise it gets lost in the ether, and you email us the screenshot to goddesshangs@gmail.com. We'll send you our free goddess meditation that is so fun, so powerful, and make sure you're on our mailing list, because we send an email out every Monday with a little mini recap of the episode, plus an oracle card reading and a little Goddess Hangs challenge to help you incorporate what that week's episode is into your actual real life.
When you join, you get a free money spell.
And you get the money spell. That, holy smokes, we've gotten a lot of feedback.
Let us give you gifts. We want to shower you with gifts.
We want to shower you with gifts. Our gift to you on our birthday.
Our gift to you is love.
And laughter. And laughter. I think that's it. Thank you so much, goddesses. And happy birthday to us and you and all of us.
All of us. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Goddess Hangs. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, take it home, Sadie.
Nailed it. Okay, bye, goddesses.